Hello, second graders. Let's check over our Wednesday homework. Draw 320 with base 10 blocks in the place value chart. So 320 has 300, so I need to draw 300 squares. This number has 2 tens, and it has 0 ones, so I don't need anything in the ones place. So this is what 320 looks like in base 10 blocks. Every year, Chris and his friends bake cookies for their school's bake sale. Chris baked 24 cookies, one friend baked 8 cookies, and the other friend baked 32 cookies. How many cookies did they bake all together? Now I don't have very much room here, so I'm going to get a blank piece of paper to solve this on. And I have 3 numbers I need to add. I have 24, 18, and 32. I could try to add all 3 at one time, or I could just do 2 at a time. So let's do that. So I have 24 and 18. So I have my 24, I'm going to add 18. So I have 2 tens plus 1 10, which is 3 tens, or 30. If I add the numbers in the ones place, 4 plus 8 is 12. And 30 plus 10 is 40, and 2 more is 42. So when I added the 24 and the 18, I have 42. Now I need to add on the 32 cookies that the other friend baked. So I have 42 plus 32, and I know that 40 plus 30 is 70. 2 plus 2 is 4, and 70 plus 4 is 74. So I'm going to go back, make sure I used all 3 numbers, which I did, and my answer was 74 cookies. All right, next, I need to show 2:05 on the clock below. So the very first thing I'm going to do is when I draw time, I always start with the minute hand. And it's 5 minutes after, so I need to count around by 5, so here we go, 5. So I know my minute hand, or my longest hand, is going to be pointed directly at the 1. Now when I put my hour hand down, I know that it's almost 2 o'clock. It's just a few minutes past. So my hour hand's going to be pointed almost directly at the 2, just a little bit past. There we go. There's 2:05 on the clock. The length of a bed is about blank yards long, and a yard is 3 feet. So let's look at the estimates on either end and see if they're reasonable. So 1 yard is 3 feet. And I know we talked about a small child being 4 feet. So 1 yard, which is 3 feet, would not be long enough for a bed. So I'm going to cross that out. 8 yards. So 8 times 3 is 24. 24 feet. That's almost as long as a school bus. My bed would not be that large. So it leaves me with 2 guesses. 2 yards, which is 6 feet, or 4 yards, so that's 3 fourths, which is 12 feet. Well, I know that I'm a little bit more than 5 feet, and my bed is just a little bit longer than I am. So I think 2 yards is probably the most reasonable guess. All right, now I need to model 18 more than 46 on the number line. So that tells me that I'm adding. So I'm going to start with 46 here because my answer is going to be larger. So I need to move down this way towards the answer. And an 18 is 110. So I'm going to add on 110. And 46 plus 10 is 56. And now I need to add on 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's see how many numbers I jump. So I have 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. So 18 more than 46 on the number line is 64. A worm crawls 10 centimeters. He stops for a few minutes and then crawls 13 more centimeters. How many centimeters did the worm crawl? So he crawled 10, and then he crawled 13 more, and I want to know how many he crawled all together. So that tells me that I'm adding. So I have 10 plus 13. And if I add the numbers in the tens place, I have 1 10 plus 1 10, which is 2 tens, which is 20. And 0 plus 3 in the ones place is 3. And 20 plus 3 is 23. So 23 inches. All right, lastly, Katie used a tally chart to collect data on the length of shoes. So this tells me how long the shoes are. So some shoes were 5 inches, some were 6, some were 7, some were 8. And this tells me how many shoes. So I know 4 shoes were 5 inches long, and 2 of the shoes she measured were 6 inches long. And now it asks me to create a line plot for the data. Now, this is like a number line, so my smallest number has to go here. My smallest number is 5. Then I have 6, 7, 8. And if I take a look at how many shoes were 5 inches long, there were 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to put 4 X's. 1, 2, 3, 4. There were only 2 shoes that measured 6 inches long. There were 3 shoes that measured 7 inches long. And there were 5, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shoes that measured 8 inches long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, thank you, second graders. Have a wonderful day.